To hold it down.
Just pushing.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Stacy Templeton. I'm the chairperson for the Festus Tourism Commission. So we're going to go ahead and get the meeting going. We appreciate your understanding of the precautions that we're taking, but it's necessary. To do a roll call, we have Melody Hershberg
Here.
Mike Cage,
Here?
Rhonda Gerstner,
Here.
and Rick Fisher.
Here.
Everybody has an agenda in front of them, and we need to approve. If I can get a motion.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second?
I second the emotion.
All right. The agenda is approved for the day. In your packet, you all have the minutes from the July 28th, 2020 meeting. If we can review the minutes and get a motion to approve them as written.
I make a motion to approve.
Second?
I second a motion.
The minutes have been approved. And we'll go ahead and get to the discussion of the funding items. The first thing we have is Mr. Jim Berger. He's muted.
There we go. Okay, good afternoon. I'm here not asking for anything this time, but I did drop off some T-shirts that we had from last year's Firecracker pickleball tournament. Usually we give those T-shirts away to people, the volunteers that work the following year if we have any left over. But since the whole name has changed for next year to the Larry Kreitz Memorial Pickleball Tournament, I've got a bunch of those left over, another 15 or 20 various sizes. So if any of you, I prefer that everybody wore those things around town because they're pretty nice. They're WIC shirts and they got the Tourism Commission's label on one side and the Firecracker Festival on the other. And they're really nice. Maybe not for this time of year, but maybe, in the spring and summer. And the other thing is Shelley Otek from the YMCA didn't, for whatever reason, didn't get the Zoom information. And I just relayed it to her now. I think she has a request in there for some sort of grant. But in any case, thank you very much, and that's all I have. Did everybody hear that?
We did. Thank you, Jim. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the t-shirts as well. Next, well, actually, the next three people are not actually with us, are they? Wesley Armbruster.
So he was just wanting to roll over his request because of COVID. So he was trying to get his funding moved from now, I think it's now, from February to July 2021. So you'd already approved it, but we just wanted to make sure that you guys were okay with rolling over his funds. And the same with Jim Berger. He just changed his event date. So if you guys are okay with approving the $1,487.02, we can go ahead and pay him those funds. They just changed the dates because of COVID. So
And the same with Denny
the same
Foster.
with Denny, because of COVID, his event was canceled. So he asked to move it to October of 2021.
Okay.
And
And
then Ray Marler was tabled from the July meeting just because it was, we had brought all of the information from our city attorney to make sure, since the event is held in Peevely. So that was just carried over to this meeting.
Do we have any new information from them?
No, I
Or
just gave you guys the same packet that was submitted at the July meeting for that.
Okay. Andrew Held?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm David Held, County Growth Association for application for the 2021 Bottleneck Bridge Ride. This past year in 2020, we had a hybrid. We worked around everything that we could to try to make sure it was a safe event without canceling it. And it kind of fell in line with the way that TrailNet, who we partner with, was doing their events that they had, which was being an outdoor biking event. It was a do-it-yourself event. So on August 16th through September 13th, kicked off the Bottleneck Bridge Ride, which around 75 participants came on their own accord. Either, they may have come with a partner, they may have come alone, and participated by doing one of the routes, whether it was the 30 to 40 or the 60. And we had challenges for individuals if they were doing it. So from our standpoint, the fact that people still came out and did it, we had a strong participation. Out of that 75, about 85% of them were from outside any of the zip codes in Jefferson County. So for having them come down to Festus to do that ride was just phenomenal when there was no other bike rides around. The ones that were the do-it-yourself, like the virtual 5Ks and half marathons and things. So we are planning on doing a 2021, which would be year number 6 of that event on August. I have on the application an incorrect date. It will actually be not Sunday, August 8th. It'll be Sunday, August 15th of 2021. Barring any other issues, and if it's things can be run normally, we will be expecting 500 plus cyclists as we had in 2019, 2018, coming into Festus to ride through Festus, Crystal, Herky, and so on, basically from Main and Mill to all the wineries, kicking it off with a kids race in the morning, and the flag above the starting line and so on. We provide t-shirts for each one of the participants, and the ride that we do is more of an event. It's got more of a feel of a bigger event than just a normal, what I'll call bike ride, organized bike ride. Each one of the rest stops that we have at starting from Main and Mill, and it goes to Wild Sun, Villa, LaChance, the Sandy Creek Covered Bridge, the Soto Farmers Market, and convenes back here in Festus. We make it a experience for the cyclists with volunteers, very well stocked rest stations with SAG support or support in vans along the way. And that's been a big hit for us the last couple of years, because if you can imagine riding your bike from Main and Mill out to LaChance and DeSoto, if you're out and you have a flat tire or you have an issue, we have support that they can call a number and then get picked up and so on. So working very closely with Festus Police Department, Crystal Police Department, each one of the municipalities we go through, as well as Jefferson County sheriffs for the road safety. So we're asking once again for the amount of $7,600 from the Tourism Commission to hold this event. The Tourism Commission has generously been the presenting sponsor for the last many years and would like to continue that, being able to have that event and bring 500 people, hopefully safely, in the town in August and not have to manipulate it again like everything else has been. I'm lucky we were able to have the last event in any form to keep it on a calendar for a lot of the cycling community. But we want to, as we did, we want to make sure we have things safe as possible for cyclists and for the community and communities that we're in.
Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions? No? All right, thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Shelley Otek?
She's not on the call.
She did not jump on the call. Right. Okay.
I did send her the details.
All right, then we will move down to Katie Huck.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me? I did unmute it. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
No.
yes, we can.
Oh, good. Okay, great. I threw the phone in the drawer, so hopefully that won't interfere again. I am Katie Huck. I am the Twin City Area Club Junior Optimist adult advisor for the Junior Optimist kiddos that are kids from 8 to 17 years old. We are pursuing the third annual BB's 5. Just did the second safely with mask, and the only thing is our speaker that we were going to have wasn't able to make it because of COVID. Can you hear me? I'm having an internet issue. Okay. I just wanted to tell you that we are hoping to get a little bit bigger this year because we're bringing our guest speaker, Pastor Aeneas Williams, the NFL Hall of Famer. I have been in contact with his executive secretary. We have the date. I do have to change that according to our application. We put the 16th, but there's a cross-country meet that day, so we're going to have to make it Saturday, October 23rd instead. So please take note of that. His deadline to give us an answer is March 1st, and we're hoping that by then we'll know with COVID whether he feels safe enough to come to our area. We are going to the park board in January to either try to use the stage or the gazebo. I have him speaking only for about 15-20 minutes, but after that, I know we're going to have people that are going to want autographs and pictures. So anyway, he'll be with us for a good hour and a half at the Festus, or I'm sorry, at Larry Kreitz Memorial Park. Due to the honorarium that we have to pay him, and also we'll be advertising more because we're using someone with a big name, and that I think with that big name we will draw people from St. Louis and other surrounding areas. So as we always have in the past, we appreciate your assistance with the grant, but this year we just need a little bit more due to the expense. But this 5K is for suicide prevention and awareness, and we have done something just recently that we are making a difference in our community. These little two young ladies in the Junior Optimist Club, I just checked, they're only 12 and 14 years old, came up with the idea of the Don't Give Up movement and their inspirational signs that you may see around town. They have gone to a man that lost his wife and lost his son, and the wife couldn't handle it, and she took her life as well. And those two little girls sent him flowers and wrote their own personal sympathy card. And then last week, someone was having a very difficult day, saw one of our signs, called the 800 number on it, and she is still with us today. So I just wanted to share how important this event. I know it's just a 5K, but just remember, BB was Debbie Shoemaker, who is also present on our a Zoom meeting here. That was her grandson. He was only 13, and in June of 2018, he took his life. And whenever that happened, we just felt we had to do something, and we're trying to keep it local. And how we're trying to keep it local is what we have done this past year is sent out to all the administrators and superintendents of our local schools, a chance for their students to write an essay on how suicide has affected them or their friends or family. 2 young ladies from Jefferson R7 won, and $3,000 was sent to their department head so they can spend that over and above, their own, I guess, budget. So these young ladies were only 14, maybe 15 and 16 years old. We feel that there's such a need for this. So that is why we're making it so big. I think we can make a difference in our community. So I just wanted to thank you for your help in this past year. And we hope to have that help again this year. Debbie, did you have anything you needed to say?
I'm sorry, my hearing is very poor. I understand that Mr. Williams may be here the same day we have a track cross-country meet.
They changed the date.
No, we changed the date.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
Does anybody have any additional questions? All right. Thank you, Katie.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
All right. Stephanie Cunningham, tourism expenses.
So this is just our general marketing and miscellaneous expenses that go towards the tourism budget for the city portion. So 5,000 of it is marketing, and then 1,500 of it is just general miscellaneous expenses that might come up with having this new position. So that's basically what this is, a kind of a traditional thing we ask for each year. Last year, we did have grass cutting in there, but the city absorbed that portion.
So no grass.
Does
Any
anybody have any
questions?
questions? Yeah.
All right. And Mr. Camp.
Yes, thank you. The marketing that we've done annually, the out-of-market marketing has been through Feast, STL Today, Go, and also the 573 magazine. With the Recreation and Tourism Director position, I felt it was worthwhile to consider that should be a out-of-market advertising budget that they would be able to direct, and it wouldn't necessarily be Feast or 573 specific. This is the amount that we've dedicated to those 2 outlets in the past. I think we've had some good response, but I think with the new director coming in, it's an opportunity to kind of mix that up as well. Let them see if there's another outlet or 2 outside of the area or outside of 573 or STL that may play better moving forward. So I'm asking for the same amount, but then also asking that we kind of take the shackles of it saying it's 573 or Post Dispatch or Feast specific. So related to that, if I can jump ahead just a little bit, since we're talking about the new Recreation and Tourism Director, I would like to announce, and I'm very happy to announce, that Barb Lowry has accepted that position with the city. She'll be starting after the first of the year. I think all of us know the great job Barb has done in a part-time capacity for the last 5 years. And I think now that she'll be able to devote all of that energy to this in a full-time capacity, it's really going to make a difference for the city moving forward. And I think obviously for tourism moving forward. So we're excited. She accepted the position earlier today. So this is her first official meeting as the Recreation and Tourism Director. But it was a pretty long process. We had 30 applicants. We interviewed 8 different people. And Barb, I think with the experience and what she's demonstrated to us coming up to this point is an excellent choice for the Tourism Commission and for the city moving forward. So that's kind of in the reports area. I didn't mean to jump your agenda there, but I thought since we were talking about a general advertising budget directed by the tourism director, that it'd be important to know who that person was.
I'm glad to hear that. Now I know who to complain to.
Congratulations, Barb. Thank you. All right, and as Greg said, on to the reports. So in your packet, you have the reports regarding expenditures for 2020, 2021. Do I need to give dollar amounts off of those or no?
No.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody on the feed have any questions?
No, but if I could, can I jump in and make that presentation for Shelley Otek for the YMCA?
Are we okay with that? Yes, that's fine. Go ahead, Jim.
Okay, she sent me that information just now. She's having computer problems. And I'm on the board, so I'm kind of familiar with these. You should have the information there too. But for Twin City Days, she's estimating this year, hopefully, if it's an outside event, 300 to 400. That's generally what they've had in the past. Usually about 10 to 20% of those are from outside of what we would call the Festus Crystal City area, either Hillsborough or Arnold or South St. Louis County. The average cost on that is $1,600 to $3,000, she said, depending upon the shirts and the medals they hand out. But I'm sure it's going to be much less than that. That would involve the T-shirts, timing device, which that's the most expensive thing. The medals, prizes, food and water, decorations, and marketing. So $2,000 to $3,000. I always was taught to ask for more, and then you always send in less. So I think that $2,000 to $3,000 range on that would be good. The other one is the new Moonlight Run. It's the 30th anniversary of that event. And I'm very familiar with that because it starts out in Crystal City Park and runs. It's really a good one. The Jefferson County Running Club turned it over to the YMCA. The average cost for that is about $2,000. I'm not exactly sure. I know they get shirts, but I'm not exactly sure of what they all have. I know medals and shirts, but they're asking for $2,000 on that. I'm just reading from a long list that Shelley sent me here. And also Thanksgiving Day. She's looking for an even bigger run next year. She's looking for an even bigger run next year. And actually, because families, not this year, but hopefully next year, past this COVID stuff, we get families coming in for all over, back from college, from all over the United States to be in the Thanksgiving run. And I believe she's asking for about $2,000 to $3,000 for that. So I guess overall, the overall grants would be about $6,000, but just being on the board, I kind of know that will not happen. That amount won't be spent, and we'll itemize everything to you. Is there any questions on that? I got it all here on my phone. Any questions?
Anybody have any questions? No, we're good. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you very much.
Well, if that is it, unless anybody has anything else. Is that me doing that? Okay. All right. Then if nobody has anything else, we can get a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All right. And the meeting will conclude. Thanks, everybody.